Topic, the green economy. What on earth is the green economy? Well, that will probably take us an hour or so. Then, what we're really interested in, though, is how we get there, who takes us there. And with that in mind, we've got a really diverse panel representing different parts of society, the economy, and we're hoping that your questions will also really explore these relationships between these different parts.
Bristol. So there's the city in the middle again, but this time, instead of everything travelling very long distances, we're reducing the distance of those supply chains, we're reducing the length of the supply chains, and much more of what we need to provide for our needs comes from much closer to home. If we were suddenly faced with a situation of war, this is what the government will be doing. It will be immediately converting our economy to produce what we needed in order to fight that war, and at the end of the war, doing the reverse. And I feel that this is what a government should be doing. We're in an urgent situation in terms of needing to make this transition to a green economy, and we need to have politicians focusing really hard on this and creating the incentives we need to make that transition.
The green economy seems to touch just about everything. So I'd like to ask a question, and any of you feel free to volunteer to attempt to answer it. Is a green economy a growing economy?
Because we talk about GDP often as an aggregate thing, but behind that there's all sorts of activities that may be good and they may be bad. And so if we install a solar panel tomorrow, obviously, that increases economic activity while doing good things for the environment at the same time. So we want that. That's GDP growth that we're okay with. Any growth would be associated with more carbon. So we're making it harder on ourselves to address carbon while the economy is growing.
In this country, most of the taxes come through lots of the big companies that are listed here. I think they are genuinely powerfully good. I don't agree with everything they do, but I have to say, everything that I've seen is when it comes to greening the economy, they're engaged. You take a company like Unilever, they're doing fantastic work. You take some of the big retailers. Retailers get a lot of stick for some of their practices, but they are cleaning up. They are cleaning up the way they do things. In terms of greening, I have to say the levels of engagement I see, talking to them about how we can embed technologies, how we can, best practice, they're really engaged. They want to do it, not because they necessarily have to. They want to do it. They see that there is a way where doing these things will give them both green credentials, whether that's a byproduct of saving money and becoming more efficient, that's up for debate, but they're certainly doing it. And for me, if getting these companies more efficient enables us to have a byproduct of them becoming greener, then I'm all up for that.
And I also think it's a role of government to fund and own, on behalf of the people, basic infrastructure. I would include railways, I would certainly include the national grid. I think it's very difficult to go through the sort of change we need to go through as urgently as we do without government providing that framework.